You start realizing that you need a new challenge. You need to focus on something different. I was jobless for almost 8 to 9 months. SGAC was giving me a place in the world. The network is the key for everything. This is what I believe is the real secret, especially for the young people.
Davide, I'm very glad that you are here today, even that you just arrived.
Yes.
And the first person probably you are meeting now in this kind of setting is me. So I have a question. What do you do in space?
Great question, Ksenia. Thanks a lot. I'm an aerospace engineer as a background, but my current job right now, I'm the new managing director of Nanoracks Europe. So Nanoracks is, it's an American company, but we also have a European facility. And my main
as
job.
Italian, you are very glad to be in Italy,
Very
right?
glad to be back in my country. So yeah, that's fantastic. And my main job is, of course, to manage the whole European facility, with the business and activities that we do. On top of that, I am also supporting the IAF, because I'm also vice president of education and workforce development, so supporting all the youth activities related to the IAF.
It's great that you mentioned now Nanoracks, and congratulations, by the way, on this new role.
Thank you.
I wish you lots of success in this, and I'm sure you're going to do it tremendously, as always. But could you tell me more about this transition? What was the main trigger or the biggest motivation to make this decision?
No, that's a great job, Ksenia, so thanks for that. And so as you know, before this experience, I was the executive director of the Space Generation Advisory Council, and I was there for almost 3 years and a half. And you arrive at a point in life in which you start realizing that you need a new challenge. You need to focus on something different, but at the same time making sure that you leave your current company in good conditions. So I was in a situation in which SGAC has grown exponentially, in terms of membership, in terms of sponsorship, financially wise as well. SGAC was really in good hands. And so from my side, I got this opportunity, as I told you, heading a whole office, and heading the whole European business. On top of that, coming back to my country, it was something that for me was also important, because I lived more than 10 years outside of my country, so it was also something great for me. And so, new challenges, coming back in my country, there were lots of fixed matching. SGAC was in really great shape, so I thought it was the right time for me to make a move.
Yeah, I think it's a very important decision when you make this decision in the right time to leave.
Exactly.
So, and it should be very successful.
Yeah,
great. In your role as an executive director of SGAC for over 3 years, like 3.5 years, you were able to manage 25,000 of volunteers. So what do you think were the key indicators for achieving great results over the past years?
So, the Space Generation Advisory Council is a volunteering company. At that time, when I was the executive director, it was my job. So, there are also full-time employees at SGAC. But the main key indicator, there are plenty, but from my point of view, and that's something that I still say also for the next future SGAC members, the secret of the Space Generation Advisory Council are really the members. So making sure that the organization can grow thanks to the job that our members are doing. So because of that, I think that the key indicator was making sure that the vision that I had in mind to make SGAC grow was a vision in which the members were able to follow together, and making sure that we are growing the organization, for the best, not only of the organization itself, but also for the members. So the members were really the pillar, and I still believe that SGAC is only because of our members that make the organization happen and make where the organization is right now.
From how many countries do you have members there?
165.
165.
So,
wow, that's incredible.
Huge.
And as you just came to SGAC as executive director, how many volunteers did you have back then?
When I started, we were 15,000 members.
And now it's 25, as you left.
And now it's 25 as I left. So, you can see the growth.
That's a huge growth. What's the secret?
What's the secret? The secret was motivating our members and making them understand that their, let me say, their activities matter for the organization itself overall. So all the activities that we did were activities in which our members have value. You know, it's important because they are volunteers, and since they are volunteers, it's important to give them value and make them understand that they count for the organization. So that was really the main success. Externally, the main objective was to make sure to our sponsors and partners, but not only, to make them understand that we are the future. We are the young generation. So we are the one providing the recommendations. We are the one in which we should share and express the voice of what we think for the future of space. And so that's how we were building the vision of the organization externally, showing that we are the young people and we are the ones giving, let me say, the recommendation for the next generation of space.
What does volunteering mean to you?
Great question. So for me, it means a lot. It means that I want to share a story with you that I think I'm not ashamed of sharing this, but that's what for me personally means volunteering. When I was doing before SGAC, I was doing different jobs, and there was a situation in which I was, let me say, in a period of being between two jobs, and I was jobless for almost 8 to 9 months. So during that period, the only thing that really made me survive and gave me value was volunteering. It was volunteering for SGAC. So SGAC was giving me value. SGAC was giving me a place in the world, and it was something for me that kept me alive. And thanks to SGAC, then I moved to my next job and to my next opportunity. So that's what I think means volunteering. Like, it
was like a launch pad for you, for your future.
It gives you value. It gives you, appreciation, recognition, and you put your free time to make this happen. And that's, I think, the real value of volunteering from my point of view.
Yeah, that's amazing. Volunteering, as you mentioned, it's a great opportunity to gain some knowledge, experience, also expand your network, especially when you are just starting, for example, or when you are, for instance, transitioning into the new industry. Like now, our space sector, we want to attract more individuals from different fields, right? Like we want more artists, we want more marketers, we want more communicators, we want more photographers, videographers. Like even this interview, it wouldn't be possible without our videographer, right? And the communications team and PR team of IAF. I see volunteering, it has also another side of a coin, because I often also meet professionals that are so talented, really dedicated, but they take too many opportunities on volunteering. They always say yes to so many things, and then they end up kind of, when they reflect on themselves, they're like, hey, and what happened to my goal? What happened to my dreams? Why am I just volunteering, but I'm not monetizing my passion? What is your position on that?
It's a great question. Honestly, I understand this position of doing lots of volunteering activities because you need to learn and you need to grow, especially for us. For the young people, you need to find opportunities, build your network to then really arrive at a point in which you can, let me say, monetize. So find a job and being paid for what you're doing. At the same time, I also think that lots of people are accepting lots of different volunteering opportunities because we are in a world in which somehow we think that we should get things faster instead of waiting and understanding that sometimes you need to give time to time. So from my point of view, I would rather say it's better to understand, first of all, what are your career objectives. So what do you want to achieve in life? And it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be, I want to be whatever, the CEO of a company. No, you just need to choose your topic, business development, space exploration, or whatever, social medias, these type of things. And understand what are the 1 to 2 volunteering opportunities in which I can really put all my efforts, instead of doing 10 and not doing anything for all of them, So that's what I would say, like choose your opportunities, pick your battles, focus on them. And once you decided and you know that these are the right ones for you, give time to time. And then the opportunity will come. Because it was the same for me, as I said before, like I had to wait 8 to 9 months in which I was lost and I didn't know what to do. And I gave time to time. And I knew that SGAC was the right platform for me to then start, let me say, monetizing. So start finding a job and being a space industry.
Why some professionals tend to ending up with like 10 opportunities? Is it because the fear of missing out opportunities?
Yes, that's what I think at the moment, the situation in which we are. Like, the world is so fast, it's becoming so fast that automatically we think that the more we do and the more opportunities we can get. But sometimes, less is more, no? As we know.
Yeah.
And it's important to focus on a couple of activities, knowing that they are the right ones. And even if you choose one of them and you realize that it's not the right one, it's okay. You leave it and you go to some other opportunities. But if you get too many, you realize and you don't have the time to focus on all of them, and then you really start to get lost. So, yeah, that's what I think at the moment.
In your opinion, when is the right time, or is there a right time to say to yourself, even if it's hard, you love your volunteering job, but to say, okay, now I'm ready to move forward, to move on and get a job which is paid and that I can, work on my dreams?
Absolutely. I think there are lots of things to consider. So the first one definitely is like putting all your efforts on the volunteering organizations, if you're working for some volunteering organization, it's important that you put all your efforts and making sure that you somehow leave your mark in a good way. When you realize that you left your mark in a good way and you start finding a new job, then it's the right time as well to leave those volunteering opportunities, because you did a good job over there. So you leave it in good conditions and it's fine, you can start working on your jobs. And still, then, if there are really some volunteering organization that really fits your values, then you can still keep them, even if you're doing your job. You can find the time to do that, but maybe 1 or 2 maximum. Then for the others, it's important to leave them and live in good conditions as well, the organization for whom you have worked for. That's an example for me. Like I'm working a lot, but at the same time, I will never leave SGAC. I will always be there supporting them for whatever they need.
Even if they're going to try to kick you out, you're not going to.
Of course. But, they know that I'm always available for whatever they need, and the same with the IAF. Like, those are really the two organizations that I really want to provide all my support.
Yeah. And can you, what advice could you give to some young people, young professionals that just want to start career in space?
Definitely focus
Join
on
SGAC.
definitely focus on what's your career dream, because sometimes you are in an age in which you don't know what to do, and just focus on your dreams, and from there join these type of organizations. I agree. Join SGAC, join the IAF, because while joining them, you start building your network, and the network is the key for everything. This is what I believe is the real secret, especially for the young people. Build your network, build as many connections as you can, because then the more knowledge you get and the more you show yourself, and the easier it is to go through your dreams and to get the job or whatever you want to achieve.
Thank you, Davide.
Thank you,
It was
Ksenia.
a very inspiring conversation.
No, thanks
I enjoyed
to you.
it a lot.
Thanks to you. It was a pleasure.